Good morning, pre-calculus. Sorry I could not be with you on this fine Monday. I just want to make a quick video here, give you a quick overview of the section and a couple tips on the WebAssign, as well as I can give away the chairs for the day in this video too. This section 2.7, we're basically answering true and false questions. They're going to give us something like a polynomial, x squared minus 2x plus 1, something like that, and either greater than or less than. Maybe there's an equal in there. And all we're doing here is chopping up the number line, the x-axis, into intervals, and then we're going to answer if those intervals make this inequality true or false. So you're going to factor, and you're going to set each factor equal to 0. That's been a running theme in the class. When you set those equal to 0 and you get those answers, those are what's going to chop up our number line. So maybe I'll have like a bracket here at 2 and maybe a bracket here at -4. And then you're going to pick a number in each interval. Outside here, like maybe -10. And then you'll pick a test value here in the bracket. 0 is always a good one. And then way out here, you'll pick another number, maybe 5 or 10. And you'll plug it in and see if it's true or false. If it's true, you color in that part of the number line. If it's false, you move on to the next interval. And I believe in this section, they're all dealing with polynomial. Yeah, so here's the number line. You're just chopping it up into intervals, and you test them out, and they're either true or false. So yeah, just a polynomial. I believe in the next video that you're going to watch, we'll do functions that are rational, have numerators and denominators. So let me give away the chairs here real quick. And I'll do it for both the AM and the PM calculus. If your name comes up and you don't want the chair, just give it away. If you don't want to give it away, of course, you can just let the math gods decide. So let's do AM PreCalc first. First pick goes to Mason. And remember, no 2 days in a row. If you didn't get it 2 days, or if you got it yesterday, you can't have it 2 days. Next up would be Morgan, Billet, Nicolette, Sarah, Mason again. There we go. That's probably enough that, somebody's picked up the chair by now or given it away. So let's do the afternoon pre-calc. Isaac, you get first pick. Beth is up next. Peyton. Willow. Camden. And that's probably enough that you've given away the chair by now. All right, I just want to keep this video short. Let's look at the WebAssign here real quick, and I'll make sure you know how to enter these answers properly. So here's my WebAssign. The first question, again, it's just a true and false statement. So they're going to give you some inequality, and it's going to be greater than or less than some number, and you've got these 4 x values down here. Just plug them in and see if the answer is true or false. If it's true, you're going to select that answer. If it's false, you're not going to, obviously, and there might be more than one that are correct. Ooh, oops. The next one here, it says, I was just playing around with this earlier just to make sure I remembered how to graph on this. You've got this inequality. And it says here, solve using interval notation. So let me clip this real quick. So when it says interval notation, you're going to want like maybe a negative infinity with a parenthesis, comma, some number. I'm just going to say 3, and then maybe a bracket to close it off. That might be your interval or your solution set. If you have more than one, you're going to get into the side menu on WebAssign and find the union symbol, because maybe you've got another one over here like a bracket 4, comma, positive infinity. Remember, always use a parenthesis with an infinity or a negative infinity. The brackets or parenthesis mean you'll either be with the greater than or less than. If you have the or equal to, you definitely want to use the bracket. And when it comes to solving this one, there's a couple ways to do it. It might be easiest just to FOIL this out, move this number over so it's equal to 0, and then factor it from there. Back to the preview. This one will be the same, just set it equal to 0, factor and solve it, test out your intervals to see if they're true or false. The last one here, notice it's 4 terms with a cube as the highest, so you might want to find a different factoring method, like factor by groups or cut it. And when it comes to the graphing, to graph the solution set here, I'm just going to make one up here, like maybe I've got well, I can't write on the screen. Let's say I'm going to take a bracket here, and I'm going to go from, or I'm going to use a right bracket, and I want to go from -6 to -infinity. So I'm going to put my bracket at -6, and then I'm going to choose this draw tool and just tap the number line there, and it'll fill it in. Now let's say I got another solution set. Maybe I'm going to put a parenthesis at -2, and then a right bracket over here at 4. And the solution in between there was true, so I'm going to go back to the draw tool and just hit in there, and it fills it in for me. They do have a no solution button over here in case there is no solution to that inequality. And I think that's it. You should have a good overview and maybe give that WebAssign a good shot. Remember, you can work together. I highly encourage it. Help each other out. And I will see you tomorrow.